Hey, what's up, Scott Balcom here with Imagination Creation Films, and today we are talking about this, the Prolycht Orion 300FS, and, well, I was completely wrong about it. So first off, for full transparency, Prolycht did send this light to me for review, but no money has changed hands, and I'm free to review this light as I see fit. Prolycht does not have any say in my review at all. I always like to disclose this up front so you know where I'm coming from. A review on my channel will always be my opinion based on my and the industry use cases. So a while back, Prolycht reached out and asked if I wanted to review this light, and to be honest, I checked out the light online and I wasn't really sure what to make of it. It looked like someone cloned another popular light and stuck 6 color LEDs in it like another popular light, and for whatever reasons, I put off contacting them back to the side and thinking, I really don't think this light is going to do anything that can't already be done with these other lights on the market. And then I ran into them at Cinegear this past year and took a look at the light. And, well, my initial impressions about the design, well, were not right at all. This wasn't a clone of some other brand. This was very much a different built light. Sure, it has some similarities, but it's not quite the same. So after talking with them and demoing the light, and that's a lot of thunder, but you know, don't steal my thunder. So after talking with them and demoing the light and showing me what it could do, I changed my mind and decided this is probably something I should check out and do an in-depth review on. Now, I've owned and used many other multi-chip color LED hard lights before, and well, they were okay, but they just couldn't perform under certain conditions, and well, I held this opinion against Prolycht, much to my own dismay. So after they shipped it to me for review, I of course took it out and started playing with it, and well, went to the one thing that similar lights couldn't do in the past, and well, this is where I have to say I was basically wrong about this entire light. There is nothing like it on the market, and nothing performs quite like it on the market today either, with one exception, the Area Orbiter, and it's about as close as you can get to this light on the market, and there's some obvious differences, namely price. So all of that to say, I was wrong. I judged a book by its cover, and well, I judged it based on what its peers had done, and well, that was probably one of the dumbest things I've done in a long while. Let me explain why. The Prolycht Orion 300FS is an RGBACL light. Now, what does that mean? Well, it has red, green, and blue LEDs, but it also has amber, cyan, and lime. And although there are a couple of other manufacturers that do this, I'll say they don't do it as well as Prolycht does. We'll get in depth on the 6 color chips here in a little bit. Back to the light. So the light looks similar in shape to other lights, but it's really just a case of this is what an LED chip and large heat sinks and cooling fans look like when you put them in a package. This is a tough, well-built, if not overbuilt, aluminum head and ballast design. The head weighing in at 8 pounds and the control box ballast about 7. It is a 300 watt light fixture, but it has a few tricks up its sleeve to take advantage of the 300 watts in ways others can't. And we'll cover that when we talk about the light quality. Now, it has a standard Bowens mount for a wide variety of modifiers on the market today, and well, it has a quality cable that connects the control head to the lamp head, and it can operate on pretty much all international and US power standards. It can be run with 2 V-mount or 2 Anton Bauer batteries. It has a full color LCD display on the control box, giving you a ton of information. It has a 5-pin DMX in and out, LAN port with ArtNet, and it has its own app that works with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections. And it allows third-party app control as well. Now, this light is not waterproof or even splash-proof. Make sure you carry plastic bags to cover these fixtures when there's a chance of rain, even just a hint of it. They're IP20 rated only, so keep that in mind. Now, fan noise, there's some. It's not horrible, but you will hear it. Will sound complain? Come on, it's sound. When are they not going to complain about noises? And in fairness, it isn't anything difficult for them to overcome. It's pretty quiet, but it does exist, so keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the light engine. Now, other brands use RGB or RGBWW. What does that mean? Well, RGB is simply red, green, and blue LEDs that make white. It must combine the red, green, and blue together to make a white color. Now, so with so few colors to work with, it becomes a challenge to fill in all the blanks between the red, the green, and the blue diodes. So many manufacturers have gone with an RGBWW, which includes two new colors, a warm white and a cool white. Now what this does is it gives a wider palette of colors to work with to generate the color you're wanting. And it does so with a higher quality of light. Now, RGBWW does have a few limitations in its abilities too, although nowhere near as many as the RGB only lights. Now, Prolycht went a different route with the RGBACL light. Using these 3 deep and 3 in-between color diodes, they can get away with even fewer gaps in the color spectrum. But what they do even better is recreate other light emissions, and they do so really well. The sun is actually about 5,900 degrees Kelvin measured in space. But when it hits our atmosphere, it changes slightly, depending on how much atmosphere it's going through, going from 1,850 Kelvin at sunrise sunset to about 6,500 when it's overcast with clouds. Now, we standardize the sun to be between 5,000 and 5,500 degrees Kelvin because, well, it's a middle range, we can accommodate easily, and we accept lights in this range as daylight. But to create the other temps, we have to gel the lights. Now, it's not the end of the world, it's just an extra step. Where the Prolycht steps in is its ability to accurately reproduce the sun in its various stages throughout the day. In fact, it can even ramp through them, but more on that later. The white on the Prolycht has to be seen to understand. I didn't get it at first, I didn't get it on the Cinegear floor, and I didn't get it reading the specs. It wasn't until I got it home and put it on skin that I realized, oh, this is special. It looks better. It looks pretty. Now, I've always tried to review products on their own and not to direct compare against other brands in these reviews. And I'm not going to have a bake-off in this review today, but I am going to do a light quality on skin bake-off at some point in the future where it's not a review about an individual product, but a bake-off. Now, I want people to see the differences. Now, they are subtle, and some may not even see them at all or even care, but I suspect you will notice what I'm talking about if you haven't already. There's simply more spectrum in the light, and, well, it shows up on skin beautifully. But what else can these 6 diodes do? Well, they can recreate very accurately other light emitters as well. There's many of them included under source matching, and I'm going to demonstrate a few of them so you can see just how well they do. All right, so let's demonstrate those right now. So first off, this is set to 5,500 degrees Kelvin, and this is the sun, I believe they call it, the Sun Direct. And just so you can see the quality of lighting, this is a 5-foot soft dome right here, and we've just got a couple of small little color accents here and a tiny, tiny little kicker back behind me. But that's it, that's the light. So let's go through what these look like. And I'm not gonna color correct these. I'm using S-Cinetone on the Sony a7S III right here. And I'm not gonna change the color because I want you to see what it can do. This is at 100% output, and it's a nice, it's almost Rembrandt-y, just a little bit here. So I'm gonna go through these here on my phone, and we'll pause a little bit on each. So this is tungsten. This is incandescent. Halogen. Antique bulb. Warm antique bulb. Christmas lights. This one actually was pretty good. I thought it did a pretty good job of it. This is a night light. Infrared heat lamp. Grow light, which would be a full spectrum. Then we have CFL soft white. That one we would probably want to change the color temperature, but I'm not going to do it because I said I wouldn't. This is a CFL bright white, CFL cool white. This is a CFL daylight, and this is a tube fluorescent, cool white 1, cool white 2, cool white 3, warm white, and then CFL black light. That's not quite, but it's nice. Now we go into our discharge category. We have HMI, it's not bad. High pressure sodium, that's very outdoorsy. We have low pressure sodium. Mercury vapor, I'm not sure mercury vapor is right. I kind of remember there being no red in a mercury vapor at all, but that's what we got. Metal halide, ceramic, carbon arc, and xenon. Yeah, that's a few. So then we have others like candle, which is very yellow, gas fire, sun direct, sun overcast, sun blue, what is it, blue hour? Yeah. And then you have a couple others like mobile phone, depends on what's on your screen, computer monitor, maybe. And then blowtorch, road flare, amber caution. And then I think Philip Bloom even demonstrated the green light, the yellow light, and the red light. They're close. They're LED. Glow sticks, there's a few of those. Yeah, it's a lot of light. Back to the sun direct here for a minute. All of these you can change the intensity on. And I mean, with a 5-foot dome, and that dome is about, well, the light is about 6.5 feet from me. The dome itself is about 4 feet from me. It's a big dome, but I mean, I think the light, it does an amazing job. But look at the skin. Look at my face. Look how pretty it is. I mean, if this light can make me look pretty, think of what it can do for someone who is pretty. Right. Now, there are 46 of these source match lights in the app and on the screen. It's a lot, but that's not all. It also has gels from Roscoe and Lee programmed in, a total of 316 to be exact. And it also has the lighting effects that you've seen from pretty much everyone else, and they're just as fun. But they do include a couple that others don't have, and I've used them on here multiple times, and that's the clouds passing. I set Prolycht as the sun through my window back here, and I have it run through its animation when you can emulate the sun blasting through the window, but occasionally a cloud passing through the sun as well. And the effect is quite cool. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I don't want my colors to change. Well, that's true in some cases, but now you have a little extra power to help sell that the light outside is perhaps actually the sun. And I personally love it. But you could take it a step further and record your own 2-minute long color animation. And I did it myself by going outside, recording the sun with clouds, passing through it, and then, well, without it. And, well, this is what it looked like. Everything about this light has been thought out to creatively solve problems. One of its tricks is, well, it's a hard-edged RGBACL light, perfect for shaping. Focusable, colors, hard edge, hello. Now this light's output is right on par with others, and in some cases even brighter, being able to use all 6 colors to generate the white light. But where I said I was unimpressed with 6 LED lights before, I'm happy to say that Prolycht has figured it out. Where previous lights have suffered is in the deep saturated colors. Now the panel lights from Aperture and Airy, they can do deep saturated very well, but these other lights, they couldn't. The Prolycht can, and it can do it really well. Now we've got the light right now in just HSI mode, so I can demonstrate the deep colors that it can do. And I will have to probably adjust the brightness to keep it from blowing out the channels, but here's a blue. That's a really nice, well, it's kind of purpley. Let's go to blue. It's a clean, clear blue. Let's go to green. Definitely green. It's, I mean, you could make it darker by going darker. That's a nice color. Red is always a tough one. It's gonna blow out. Let's just pull that way, way back. Let's just go around the spectrum and see how the light looks on my face as I go around. Hopefully I'm making it around. It appears that so I am. You can see it's got some really nice, well, yeah, okay. It's got some really nice color that you could put in. And it does so a little bit nicer than like an RGBACL, but it's you know, it's subjective. It's what you like, what you want. I really like it. I really like it. Another interesting point, every time you fire this light up, it goes through a color self-calibration. Just like that. Now, LEDs do transition in color temp and spectrum over time. So the Prolycht takes aim at this in a whole new way. It calibrates the light engine and adapts to make sure it is outputting as close to perfect as it can, correcting any color shift as best as possible every time you power on the light. Now the light comes in a nice soft case. It includes a reflector. The optional Fresnel attachment, well, is a familiar design, but it does the job adequately. It's not anything special, but it does work. And it focuses the light, which is kind of what you want. Now, the optional projection lens attachment is, well, it's the weakest showing so far, cutting light down a lot, and it's a little fiddly to use. That being said, I mean, if you need it, it works. It's just not a strong design. It does include some nice gobos though. They're very useful. It's just not powerful. So what are the pros and cons of this light? Well, pros. The white light is unlike any other LED out there. It's pretty, really pretty. It's well built, designed to take a beating, just not a splashing. It's a shapeable color light, and it really isn't matched by anything except an Airy orbiter, and well, that bad boy comes at a severe cost, and honestly about 3 times the weight too. The source match is, well, really useful and nice too. The color LCD display is, well, it's very informative. It's very easy to manipulate and get around. It's probably one of the best on the market. Color calibration, it's a really nice feature. Now, what are the cons? Well, we mentioned color calibration. There's a slight delay when powering on due to that color calibration, and visually, it's like yelling sparking and then throwing a whole bag of Skittles in the air. Now that might be fun to demonstrate once actually, but then I'd have a bunch of Skittles with dirt and dog hair, and I'd probably find Skittles in boxes and bags 3 years later. So yeah, if you want to feel that with light, just power up the unit. Now the optional projection lens is, well, meh. I've used the Prolycht with other Bowens mount larger spotlight attachments and really feel the difference in output. Now, of course, the Prolycht model is about 1/3 the cost of the other brand, but just understand what you're getting here. The fan noise can be noticeable at times, but not like a 2-year-old child in the cereal aisle at the grocery store not getting the cereal that they want loud. It's more like church farts, they end up being a little louder than you thought, but fortunately, no one could pinpoint where it came from. Good thing it was in a church. All was forgiven. I don't think I can go back there though. Now, if you hurry when this video drops, the admins over at the Red Komodo users Facebook group, they created a deal for you to save you some money on these lights. Now, I can't say what the deal is, and well, honestly, I don't even know what the deal is, but they've really done a good job in the past getting good deals for members, so I mean, they're gonna do that for you. Saving money, I mean, that's kind of a win-win. I don't make any money on this. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just a group savings over there at the Red Komodo users Facebook group. So it's a limited time only. So go join that group today, get in on that deal, and get a really good deal on a really good light. So what do you think about the Prolycht? Does it sound like something you've been searching for? Did you like the color accuracy? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you think about this light. Do you own the light? Let me know that too. Let's have a conversation in the comment section about it. And as always, as I like to leave it, yeah. Don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.